Welcome to Golem Productions. I don't feel inspired that much today. So let's just talk. Let's have a talk. You're gonna see, it's only me, so it's not like I have to press the button when I'm taking, cover shots. So I really can't get behind the camera too. When I'm taking a picture of me, it's like, look and that. So it's the best I can do at this time. So, it's the cover, it could be cover art. Moments before, that was shot moments before the angel. We'll talk about it later. There's a storyline. So we're going for an epic masterpiece. We're going for, it's like, are we going to have the 9 to 5 in it? Yes. People are going to know about the 9 to 5 and shift work. But this is, a whole different realm. This is a whole different light. You can either tune in or not. You can secretly want to believe or you can secretly not. Oh, so today I went to the dumpster. I recycle. And I gave my business card out. There was a Jewish person there. I was like, did you need any help? And he was like, no. I usually don't speak before the elderly or people in years. And I was on the fence when they're, just standing around, let's say at a Walmart or something, and you need their help and you stand there. Because sometimes you have to do it. Sometimes you can be like, well, can I get a help you? Stuff like that. And you're just like, huh. So, you can do that, and that's one way to grow in public. Most of the growing is going to probably be done, when you're learning, when you're applying yourself to learn. And that comes in, and I'm mostly in the Siddur Hebrew book. I'm in the prayer book, Hebrew. So that's where I dwell and that's where I reside. And that's where what I cycle, amongst other things too. And then I get some novel insights into the eternal world because I do Shabbat. I talked with a progressive Christian today who was who went postal now. He worked in the post office. I did too. I was a casual carrier for the summer. But he retired 7 years ago. So I was just like, why don't you Shabbos with us? But, I don't think they can handle all this intellect, which is fine. So, you can take it into, you can reread it. And I'm going to give you a good exercise to do while you're at home and with right now too. Where is the music? That's what, I just have to do without. I can't have like this beautiful background music, angels uplifting me. No, I have to settle for this in my prophetic staff. What you can do is actually focus, not on, you're hearing my voice, but focus on the staff. This is the point, and I'm gonna stop speaking so you can get your focus, and then, you get the focus up. You wanna hook yourself up. You need to get hooked up. There's a range where we'll all be connected on some level. So it's an exercise to do, and there's also my voice. So, but I'll be quiet when I have my circle, my inner circle. We're making circles, everybody. So when I have my this is a cult opportunity, and the choice is yours. Everybody's in a cult; they're all crazy. That's right, we are. I've found out that Ezekiel and I share both psychopathic tendencies. Ha ha! So that gave me confidence. I'm like, yo, Ezekiel look, it says it right here. And it was in like those encyclopedias. I still use those. Why not? It's just, I like the hardcover. I just didn't like to absorb, contemplate all the screen light. Sometimes I need a break. I take a paper break. doing the meditation too. So this is the prophetic staff, and I'm, strengthening my hands because they're weak. You want strong hands. So you don't want to be too rigid. So we have the focus exercise. When you go between this, what's behind here, what you can't see, when you contemplate that point and then you hook up. You look up and hook up. So that's how I do it. And then I cycle throughout the day. I like using the Keter to FS. Keter to FS, which is, it cycles. It's a forward cycle. For me, it's also backwards too. FS, FS, Hebrew FS, FS, Hebrew. Now imagine people here, would they join me or be like, what's going on? At first it's a what's going on, because everything's gonna be like new, as in, we're cycling the light too. David was a sweet singer. I have 10 fingers, 5 on each hand. Oh. Anyway, I want you to believe that there are golems here with me, that I'm just withholding them. You're not gonna see my golems. And then the audience responds, because you don't really have them. And they're right. They're up here, we're bringing them out there, and it's a lot of work daily. But we're doing golems, and right now I'm doing my sales pitch. I did it today, I talked to them, but I'm getting hung up on, I say golem. I know people they may or may have not heard of golem, or even may, but they may be. There's nothing wrong with this picture. But maybe, hold on, I need more FS. It's a meditation. The prophets had one of these things, just hung out all day. I mean, if you were shepherding your flock. Okay, so I got hung up. I've been giving out my card, doing my pitch. I'm looking for Torah scholars or somebody that has a level of observance. I'm looking to form a business partnership. We have to practice first. So kind of think like garage band or after school practice, but this is going to be a production company. Everything has been outlined for you. You just have to show up. And then we'll try it. We are looking for investors so we could subsist for a year. I don't know how many people are going to be interested. I'd be happy with just one to start. I'm still doing it myself, but it takes more than one to make an empire, a toy empire. We're making a toy empire. We might be the most powerful things. Governments will yield to us. Why not? We're the scholars. They're the soldiers. They take orders, we get instruction from above. As you can see, I like scholars. And your comeback doesn't have to go back to school. You don't have to go back to school with a comeback. You can come join us. We have and offer instruction. So if you like the Sabbath, because that's what we're going to be doing for eternity. We're going to have an eternal Sabbath. That you can come to that own conclusion with your own reasoning. If we're going to be here forever, so we have the eternal realm, which we have access to, that's the magic. That's where we can, I have to get comfortable with the influx too, before I can start, bibbity bobbity Jew. Speaking of, so we talked about the cards I've been giving out, but my hang up, not everybody knows what a golem is, let alone, so I don't know how to introduce it. And I was thinking about, an artificial human, but they can be made human. So do I say a flesh creation? It's a flesh, we're making a flesh creation. Maybe it sounds cool. Or do I say a artificial anthropoid, as Moshe Idol, that's how he refers to them as. Do I say humans made out of clay? Oh, golems, humans made out of clay. How about that? It's like claymation without stop motion. That's good, I like that. But the thing is, we could also put a soul in them too. according to the Masa Merkava, or in the book is the Bahir. So you could cycle all those 200 Hebrew texts. I got a haircut, by the way. It's after Tish B'Av. I'm not good. I said I wasn't gonna cry. I don't have tears. They're all dried up. Israel. Oy, 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 oy. So we are, I'm doing, this is me doing a meditation. Something like this I would do. Reach out for it. You can reach out, grab it by your hand. The water. So I just do a focus on the water itself. It's easier when you have, like, we did the Manischewitz for Rabbi Hurwitz. I haven't lost hope. No, not when it comes to that. Once you read that there was miracle workers, and they workers, so that was their work. They were classified as miracle workers. Now it's like, oh, can they still exist? Sure, why not? What did people do before the secular overtake? They did that with the atmosphere. If everybody did Shabbat, you'd have a Shabbos atmosphere, and you could have this, like, you could be like, everything is shiny and brand new, like weekly refresh. Hold on. All right. So that's it. What else? I want to put this down. But we're gonna use this. Hopefully we can have some magical scales. See, it doesn't sound so impossible now, does it? Magical scales. Think music, all right? Octaves. So if you got a realm, let me just, a little bit of, Mother Nature got on me. I don't want to, So if you got a realm, an eternal realm, and you hear music in the background, so that's basically, we're opening up the channel every Havdalah. Havdalah is a closing blessing for the week. So we have these channels that stay with us throughout the week. And they're man-made channels. We made the channel, Suez Canal or whatever, something. It's a channel, but it's a mental channel. Again, this is all in the realm of the eternal. Let me put this prop back. I'll drink this. They're getting, this one I got at BJ's. Both are good. The caps are small. Sometimes they hurt to take off. I've noticed, so they hurt my little fingers and my little baby hands. I don't have anything to say. I'm just gonna leave that one alone. We're just gonna have a fight in heaven about that. No, we won't. I'm on good terms with Gabriel. Gabriel, the angel, because I know him I met Gabriel through Avos, the ethics of our forefathers, and also the Siddur. But I was able to hear Gabriel cry out. So I guess that's kind of cool. We can recreate some things. The cool thing would be is everybody got gathered around this, like the I guess me. I wouldn't be like, if I was a cult leader or a spiritual dictator, you would receive from me, you would take it into consideration. Yes, no, that's all it is. That's what Mussolini did. They came and all that. They led people into war. I'm not trying to do that. I'm leading you into play with warlike weapons. We want to create the best experience. It's like, how many people did you kill today, Rabbi? Oh man, check out my kills. I had to kill. It was zombies. You could do that too, but you know what? You're in and you're living it. So, and we also want to do, I haven't forgotten, I stopped by GameStop. I just wanted to see, it hurts, it's part of childhood. It's just like, it hurts, it tugs at, it rips at the heart. But I think that I have to devote more time to this rather than enjoying myself and being a consumer and being entertained or entertaining myself, and bring to you the future in gaming, or what I want the future. Yes, I supplicate three times a day, and yes, it's difficult, and there's a lot of repetition, but repetition is good because you get a stronger channel. So if you have an intellect, you're feeding the intellect, you're feeding that point. And I use the Siddur. Hold on, we got Step into the ring. Step into the ring. The Torah is going to have a ring. That's what we know. When we all hear it, we can work from there, and we can manifest Yud. Because it's, there's an external. So, this is the Torah ring. This is the Shabbos one. There are many like it, but this one is my own. So you're feeding the intellect. Part instruction, I think. I'm not trying to please people. I don't fit in. I really don't. I never did. So I kind of went and did my own thing, like a rebel. I think of myself as a rebel, an intellectual, a supreme, but not to the detriment of somebody else, because I'll respect their paths. I sit down with people and I talk with them. I don't talk to them about Hashem or anything like that. I just, give them some public support. That's what I do. So people that are out there, let's say panhandling, we were exchanging like, where do you do it and stuff. And the guy's like, yo, get off my spot. I said, yo, make me get off my spot. We got into it. There's kids come out, and I have them in the headlock. And daddy, I'm just like, all right, go to your kids. Psh, come on, man, go to your kids. Your kids are waiting too. So, no, you think I'm like that? Well, it's called acting and performance. It's not something I would want to do, because I know, no, but we're good. But I know people want to do it, and they want to get good at it. Hence, Golem action figures. It could be. I was doing the actual calculations when I was getting a haircut. So when I sit, I'm not looking at a magazine. I'm, right now, I got, what is it, Winter Survival? I got it all figured out. I actually got a cycle going. I haven't put money in it. People could spend $1,000 on that thing, and what do you walk away with? What reward? Congratulations. At least send a plaque or something. That's what we'll do. Like when you beat our game or something, we could have, an actual prize, and that functional, not just an award or a cool thing, Just be like, yep. So, we're trying to do that. And this is because of my Torah study. Since 2013, I've been unemployed and looking. And I'm not going to go on to another annual, I applied to Amazon 7 times, Wawa, and fast food being Jewish and having, they don't slaughter their animals according to the shochet laws. So, that's another reason why I'm interested in, the artificial creations, even with food. Well, we could feed a lot more people, and I think a lot more people would eat meat since they know it wasn't raised and stuff. We're just looking at different levels of refinement, just like, boom, you got yourself some cool, I want to do venison because venison is expensive. And, and I want it a little bit tender. And so we just try it out, create it how we want it, and actually use the influx of sound and light to get it to what we want it to. So we need to design some kind of emanating machine. You got a printer, printing 3D, which is cool, but this is something emanating. This is something different. So we'll see. And before we do that, we're doing the meditation to, bring the visualization as if it was right in front of us. And that's basically where it is. So if it's in here, the goal is to get it out there. And we have, we have a ladder, we have the Kabbalah stuff. So I'm into the practical. And I've done all the legal work first. It's not like I got into golems. I did all the legal stuff first. So I did the erudition. I did all legal, all the Jewish legal stuff. And then I was just it was like a little stream. It was like a spark that opened up. And no, I didn't do anything. I wasn't going to do anything. It's like a spark and the tributary. So it was just like a water. The Torah led me here to a pure spring. And this is why I'm going from here. You live once. I have all the motivation I need. Now I'm actually looking for people. So this is kind of like a, hey, we got to practice. Think of yourselves like you're in a garage band, but you know, a little bit more. You know, we're not going to go on tour. The goal is to make a movie with a movie contractor or a private investor. There's two routes we can go. We'll see. We'll leave it up. We'll see when the time comes. And it doesn't have to be just one Jewish person. I would like the people that are involved at least to have some level of observance, since we are, so we have to connect on some level. Well, we can connect to the intellect, but if they don't have a well-developed eternal level, then they're unlevel. Then we have to balance them out if the level is uneven. So we got to create an equal circle and a surface that we all can go from. So if I have one guy here, where are we at with the meditation? So it's going to be very profound. It is good. So I would like the level of respect to be there for the Eibishter, and we can work on it too. It doesn't have to be perfect respect, but we'll get there. And then there'll be like rings and stuff. So we'll have our form a circle even right behind, right there. And then we'll just do it. I don't know how many it takes. They say 2 or 3, and I'm fine with 2. It doesn't have to be this big, thing, a big circle, but 1 or 2. And if, for the production company, then we could have more people. But actually, for as making the Golem is concerned, so more people can be the second half, the lesser half, but it's not equal, but the partnership. I do want to retain control, especially over the creations, and I don't want to fight too. We could work things out amicably. We're reasonable people, and if not, if that fails, we got over the top. So that's that. So that's what we'll be doing. And anything else? No. So we want to get that equal ring going around, so we have somewhat of an equal level, and then we can go from there, and then we can create from there. Again, this is Hebrew. This is the language of creation. So, and I'm really talking to the people out there, my Jewish people that do Shabbat, and that are Shomer Shabbos. So I think it would be a lot easier. So we also need some gophers and food. So if you want to, feed us while we're, practicing, and you can encourage us. Obviously, everything will be appreciated. Everything positive, keep your disbelief and keep your. I don't feel like absorbing people's disbelief. It's tough, because it's like walking into like a cloud of disbelief. You have to fight against it sometimes, just to remain faithful. I won't let the atheist win. No, keep it to yourself if you're an atheist, because I'm supposed to proclaim him every single day. So, and I'm supposed to proclaim his salvation, Hashem's. I don't know what his salvation looks like, but so I'm leading people into the Sabbath. We are creating a toy empire, and we're making movies. So that's the business side of it. Not that hard. The hardest thing would be the golems. I don't know how long that's going to take. I hope it'll be like, wow, a week, boom, we started seeing, Aleph came in, and then there was Ruach came in, and all of a sudden, it was so powerful, we had to back up a little bit, because it might be, it might be a little bit painful, because don't forget, we're using the Sephirot, and they're coming through. It's like a delivery system. We might have to take a little steps backwards before they, bada bing, bada boom, and there they are. I am from New Jersey. I lived in Marlboro and was severely abused, traumatic. Everybody kicked me when I was down. I was always down. Always felt out like an outsider. So now, the secular system didn't really do anything for me. And the problems that I see is that it's a slow, progressive recognition of Hashem. If you want to speed it up, you can, do the Shabbat. But their knowledge is secular. Ours is, we got that blessing, will blast you with a blessing. All right, that's all that I have. And it's good to blend with nature. It's good to listen, because within nature, when you hear birds chirping, because Hashem also feeds them. Oh, did I say Psalm 145? If you're an animal lover, Hashem takes care of the animals. So if you like animals and you want, to get close to Hashem, Psalm 145, do it in Hebrew. Memorize it if you want. That could be like, if you're in the office, on the drive home, we could tell you how many people are doing it too. So so if you want to thank the Creator for taking care of the animals in more ways than one, Psalm 145. Ashrei Yoshvei. Ashrei Yoshvei. Poseach. Ashrei Yoshvei. Ashrei Yoshvei. Ashrei Yoshvei. Ashrei Yoshvei. Ashrei Yoshvei. Ashrei Yoshvei. Scooter.